Welcome to Boson Buzz. I'm Monty Molecule. Imagine a force of nature that moves faster than a person can run, creates its own weather, and can be seen from space. For most of human history, wildfire was exactly that, an unpredictable, terrifying giant we could only react to. We'd see the smoke, send in brave crews, and hope for the best. But in a world of hotter, drier seasons, these fires are becoming more frequent and more furious. The old way of fighting them is like trying to stop a freight train after it's left the station. But what if we could hear a wildfire's first whisper? What if we could see its intentions before it even began to run? Today, we're exploring a new digital nervous system for our planet, a suite of technologies that doesn't just fight fire, but predicts it, understands it, and contains it with breathtaking precision. This is the story of becoming a fire whisperer. The story of a modern megafire doesn't start with a wall of flame. It starts quietly, almost invisibly, with a single spark in a landscape that has become a tinderbox. For weeks or months, that landscape has been getting ready to burn. The soil has been drying out. The plants have been becoming thirsty and brittle. This invisible change is the fire's fuel, but we couldn't see it, not in time. By the time a smoke plume appears on the horizon, the giant has already woken up. Firefighters are then in a desperate race against a chaotic, living thing that shifts direction with the wind and can leap across rivers. The challenge is immense. You can't fight what you can't predict. But now, a new kind of watchtower is coming online. It doesn't sit on a hill. It orbits the Earth. A new generation of satellites is looking down at our forests and wildlands with more than just cameras. They carry special sensors that can see the world in hundreds of colors of light, far more than our eyes can see. They can detect the subtle glow of a heat signature no bigger than a campfire. More importantly, they can see the stress in the land itself. They can measure how dry the vegetation is from space, sensing the water content in leaves. They create a daily health report for entire continents, identifying the places where the land is secretly turning into fuel. This data is the first whisper. It flows into supercomputers on the ground, where artificial intelligence gets to work. This AI isn't looking for fire yet. It's looking for the perfect conditions for fire. It combines the satellite's dryness report with live weather data, wind speed, temperature, humidity, and even the shape of the land. It knows that fire races uphill and that certain plants burn like gasoline. The AI calculates risk, painting a living map. On this map, zones light up from green to yellow to a throbbing, urgent red. This red zone isn't where a fire is. It's where a fire could be, and soon. It's a prediction. For the first time, we're not waiting for the alarm. We're hearing the match being struck. When that first spark does ignite, whether from lightning, a downed power line, or an accident, the system's second phase snaps into action. The satellites spot the heat signature instantly, often within minutes. An alert flashes to command centers. But we're no longer looking at a dot on a map and guessing. The AI now has a seed, the exact location of the newborn fire. It immediately feeds this seed into a digital simulation, a virtual twin of the landscape. Using all the data it has, the dryness, the wind, the terrain, it begins to run the fire forward in time, inside the computer. It doesn't predict one path, it predicts thousands of possible paths, showing the most likely ways the flames will spread over the next hour, the next 6 hours, the next day. Firefighters are no longer chasing the fire, they are seeing its future. They can see which towns are in the likely path, which roads will be cut off, and crucially, where the fire's own behavior will create opportunities to stop it. Now, the tools to contain it are evolving just as rapidly. This is where the drones come in. While ground crews mobilize, the first responders to arrive are often not in trucks, but in the air. Large, quiet drones fly into the smoky skies, far safer than manned aircraft. Their thermal cameras see through the smoke, painting a real-time picture of the fire's actual edge, which they beam back to the command center, constantly updating the AI's prediction. But some drones do more than watch. They are firefighting tools themselves. Imagine a drone, like a large mechanical eagle, flying to a precise point ahead of the advancing flames. From its belly, it doesn't drop water. It drops small, biodegradable spheres that look like ping-pong balls. These spheres are filled with a chemical. As they fall, a reaction inside them is triggered, and they ignite in midair, landing on the ground already burning. This might sound crazy, starting a fire to fight a fire, but it's an ancient tactic called a backburn, made perfectly precise. The drone-started fire burns towards the main blaze, consuming all the dry fuel in its path. When the two fires meet, they have nothing left to burn, and they go out. The drone has drawn a perfect digital fire break from the air. This creates a new kind of battlefield. On the ground, firefighters have tablets showing the AI's prediction map and the live drone video. They know where the fire is headed and where their colleagues in the air are creating barriers. They can position themselves strategically, protecting homes at the most critical points. In the air, a coordinated swarm of drones can surround a fire, monitoring it, starting containment burns, and even creating 3D maps of the smoke plume to warn aircraft. The chaotic giant is now surrounded, measured, and understood. Its movements are anticipated, and its fuel is taken away before it can get there. The impact of this is profound. It means communities get earlier, more accurate warnings, saving lives. It means firefighters work smarter, not just harder, with far greater safety. It allows us to manage the land better, using controlled burns during safe seasons to prevent catastrophic fires later. We are moving from a relationship of fear and reaction with wildfire to one of understanding and management. We are learning the language of fire, listening to its whispers on the wind and in the data, so we can answer with intelligence and precision. We are not conquering nature. We are using our greatest tools, our minds, our machines, and our data, to live alongside one of its most powerful forces more safely than ever before. From a single invisible spark to a contained and understood event. That's the promise of the Fire Whisperer. It transforms our oldest fear into a manageable challenge, not with brute force, but with foresight and brilliant coordination. It represents a future where we protect our communities and our wildlands by listening to the planet's signals with unparalleled clarity. If the idea of using a digital nervous system to safeguard our world fills you with hope, please help Boson Buzz keep exploring. Give this video a like and subscribe for more stories of human ingenuity. I'm Monty Molecule. Until next time, have a safe and curious week.